Something tells me this attack is not going to work out. Wow, and I died. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're hopping into a Capcom Digital Studios exclusive, only on the PlayStation 2. This is Maximo Ghosts to Glory, a game for which I know nothing about, frankly. Let's do a really quick poll here, really quickly, before we get into the video game. What do you guys think is better, personally, and then for like streamers? So personally, when you go into a video game, do you like to like look it up ahead of time, or do you like to just sort of generally know the genre and pop in? You know, I mean, I guess it's really rare for somebody to really have no idea what they're playing, just play. Usually you look it up a little bit. So I guess here we're getting a little introduction as I talk. So it's a hack and slash third-person game. A bit of a cartoony spin because that is Capcom. Actually, it looks a bit like a 3D Super Ghouls and Ghosts almost, which I am down with. I'm happy about that. But yeah, so do you guys, is going in blind to a video game the way to do it? Like if somebody recommended an indie game to you, they were like, hey, check out that Backpack Hero, which we played not too long ago. And they told you just the general gist of it. Would you go in blind or would you look it up? So do you like to look up things going blind? And then conversely, you know, if you're watching somebody play, do you like blind playthroughs, or do you prefer like people who play games they really know? On this channel, we've kind of done both, because we've definitely played games that I've known really well, and then we have played many games that I know nothing about. And I do varying levels of background research, depending on the game and, you know, how lazy I'm feeling in the morning. But I actually kind of like going in blind, like just, you know, part of this quest is to learn and explore as we go. So going in blind feels somewhat authentic to me, but I you know, no skin off your back if you prefer the videos where I know what I'm doing. I could definitely see that, you know, being a good thing. But anyway, I don't know what's going on with Maximo, so we're gonna figure it out here together, folks, and see what's going on. I guess there's a whole other element to this. Oh my god, she is endowed. Sorry. Oh my god, he just hit her in the face. What is happening? This really does feel a little bit like Ghouls and Ghosts characters. So there's a whole other interaction here that we're totally ignoring. So if you know a game, you might like or dislike people going into a blind. So let's say there's a cherished game that you really love, like you really love like Maximo, I don't know. If you really like Maximo, do you find it cringy to watch people go in blind versus do you really enjoy when people know what they're doing? Or vice versa, do you really enjoy, oh, we're meeting death. Do you really enjoy when people go in blind so you get to experience it again for the first time? I was thinking about this a little before the video started. I know we're off on this huge rant, and I promise we'll talk about Maximo here today. But when it comes to movies, I feel like with movies, I definitely like to go in as blind as possible for most movies. Like, obviously, you know, you hear title, you hear premise, sometimes you see a trailer, but then usually I like to cut myself off and then go in knowing as little as possible to enjoy the movie. And for movies I really like, I like watching first-time reaction videos on YouTube. You know, so like watching people watch, you know, just movies I love, you know, like, I don't know, Mad Max or Naked Gun or, you know, you name it. Like countless other movies out there. Actually, I really like first-time reactions when people go through the Harry Potter series. That's a fun one. Or like Endgame, you know, watching them go through a handful of the key Marvel movies and getting to Endgame. So I like watching people be naive about movies. I guess when I personally watch gameplay, I like to watch people who know what they're doing. As hypocritical as that might sound, but you know, it's the truth. So there you go. So anyway, I don't know. It's our poll. Foot cheese, 500 coins, and we only have 5. What a shame we can't buy foot cheese. But anyway, that's my question of the day. Jay's question of the day. It's a very muddled, confusing, complicated, multi-tiered question, but it basically boils down to, do you like when people go through games blind? Yes or no? But you know, all sorts of intricacies around that. Anyway, we're playing Maximo here. The thing that made me think that it was sort of like Ghouls and Ghosts is Ghouls and Ghosts... Sorry, what does it want me to do here? Oh, there it goes. Ghouls and Ghosts is sort of like a horror game, but it has this cartoony feel to it. And I feel that that's kind of what Maximo has going on here. The other thing, though, is that even though Ghouls and Ghosts felt somewhat cartoony at times, it also felt a little dangerous. So we'll see. So far, this one feels maybe a little more cartoony than Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know. The interesting thing is they made sort of pseudo 3D Ghouls and Ghosts over the years. Or is it Ghosts and Goblins or Super Goblins and Ghouls? They were always changing it around. It was always Super G and G or G and G. And it was Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghouls and I don't know, Gibdars. I guess Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins were the only two big ones. But I wonder if there were any other variations of that game title. I legit wonder, I've always wondered, because on Nintendo it was Ghosts and Goblins, and then it was Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo. Was that intentional, or did they fuck it up? like maybe it was supposed to be Super Ghosts and Goblins, but then what happened is whoever like released it wasn't a fan of the game and they didn't really know, and you know, they like registered the copyrights and the trademarks. Maybe it was some lawyer who did it, and he put the wrong name in, and then Capcom looked at it and they were like, "Ah, Jesus Christ!" They're like, "Whatever, Super Ghouls and Ghosts now," you know. Or maybe there's some internal difference between the Ghosts and the Goblins. Maybe Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts are totally total different franchises. Just like how DC and Marvel both have a Captain Marvel, and they're totally different characters. But everyone knows the Marvel version of Captain Marvel, because first of all, it's by Marvel, so you would think they would have the rights to it. But second of all, because they've actually made movies and stuff, whereas DC has not. So unless you're a comic book dude, you wouldn't know. I think I was always a poser in terms of being a comic book dude. I always liked the idea of comic books, but I just never really had like the time or accessibility to comics to actually read or own many of them. So it's like I was pro comics, thought they were cool, but I like didn't actually like personally engage with too many comics myself. Oh, these guys. You can double jump in this, by the way, just like Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins. I swear there's another one. Ghouls and Ghosts. So hold on. Ghouls, Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins. You could have Goblins and Ghouls. That's a unique combo. You could have 3 combos. I don't know. Is that one? Goblins and Ghouls? That doesn't sound like a game, but it might be. Might be. Maybe there's a parallel, maybe there's a multiverse world out there where we're Super Goblins and Ghouls. That's the one they got. The guy who screwed up the name, he screwed up in a different way. I 100% have to look this up before we like actually sign off here today. Like, is this a Ghouls and Ghosts? There were sort of pseudo 3D Ghouls and Ghosts where it was like technically, oh, we're in our underwear. What the hell? This is 100%. Oh, and a chest just appeared from me jumping. This is 100% got to be a Ghouls and Ghosts thing. There's absolutely no way. Oh, we died. There's no way, right? Okay, hold on. I gotta look it up right now. It's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, known in Japan, Korea, and Europe as just Maximo. Okay, so 3D hack and slash developed by Capcom, based on Ghosts and Goblins. Okay, we're gonna look this up in a second, but I actually also want to know if Ghosts and Goblins. What's the deal with Ghouls and Ghosts? Sorry, we've paused the game. We're on a bit of a mission here. Fully 3D world. Like in the Ghost series, Maximo's wears armor. He will lose. I'm just curious. Like, is he? It was Sir Arthur in the Ghouls and Ghosts. Does he take place in the same universe? Is it just inspired by it? It's based on the Ghosts and Goblins. Oh, let's check the development. In an attempt to merge Ghosts and Goblins with Illustrator's manga artwork, the title was originally planned for N64, but was delayed and transferred to the PS2. Interesting. So he wanted to bring back old school gameplay. Let's see, drew the level design with pen and pencil. The game's music has remixes of Ghosts. Okay, so it's totally in the Ghouls and Ghosts Goblins universe. Okay, so hold on. If we go very quickly over here, Ghosts and Goblins is a run and gun. I guess I never thought it was a run and gunner, but I guess it is. I like it when you hover over in Wikipedia, they like show you little screenshots. This is a cool screenshot for a platformer, little penguin game. Anyway, the series has been released. The primary spinoff, Gargoyle's Quest. I remember that. Yeah, that is a terrible box art. It makes it look like a cartoon. It's like a Happy Green Goblin versus Triangle Man in the Maximo series. So they had Ghosts and Goblins. Then they had Ghouls and Ghosts, then Super Ghouls and Ghosts, then Makamura, then Ultimate Ghouls and Ghosts. After Super, you go Ultimate. No, Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Wait, so we start as Ghosts and Goblins, we go Ghouls and Ghosts for a bit, and then we're back to Ghosts and Goblins, and then we stick with Ghosts and Goblins till the end. Okay, so Ghouls and Ghosts was a detour. This is so confused. I have even more questions now. But I guess let's check out the first Ghouls and Ghosts. Why did they change the name? It's a sequel to Ghosts and Goblins. So maybe the idea was Ghosts and Goblins was the first game, and then in the second game, maybe we'll go Ghouls and Ghosts. You know, forget about those goblins. Now it's ghouls. And maybe if they made a third game, it would have been like, I don't know, I can't think of a G thing, but werewolves and ghouls. You know, like they would have kept changing up the supernatural things you were fighting, but they didn't really do that. I don't know. Interesting. It's one of those things we'll never know the answer to. I could probably Google further and we'll find an answer. Anyway, back to the PlayStation 2 game. What are we doing? You guys didn't come here to watch an old man be perplexed by a video game franchise. I still think of myself as like a younger fellow in my mind, but probably am not. I won't tell you exactly how old I am, but let's just say no spring chicken. I'm not in my younger days. My clubbing days, my bar days are behind me, guys. Now I got responsibilities, a mortgage, all that stuff. Wake up one day and you're old and you're like basically looking for a tombstone like Maximo here. Only I guess he's destroying them and killing the rotting corpses that rise from within, so I don't know, metaphor. There's a metaphor in there. I don't want to dig too deep because it might not be whatchamacallit, flattering to me. Oh god! It's a familiar. That's what they call the alive chests, right? They're called familiars. Oh, there's a gem here. Hello. So I guess we're supposed to collect gems. They give you extra money. Okay, now that I know it's easy to die, we'll try not to. Second of all, see this purple ground over here? If you stand on it, I think the hands come out and grab you, and that's how we were, Jesus, getting hurt previously. These like earthquakes that are taking down ground, this is totally like the first level of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, where like there'd be earthquakes and the ground would literally like fall out from underneath you. Pretty cool. Die, skeleton man. Why are skeletons always bad? I would like a game where skeletons are like totally on your side. They're like, we're with you, man. These ghouls and ghosts suck. They're like the world's worst undead roommate. Oh god, another one. Maybe it's because I died already, but I had previously opened those chests, and now those chests are just monsters or something. Don't know. Die, skeleton. When you get to hell, tell them Jay sent ya. I guess Maximo. You know what? I actually am not comfortable naming my characters. In the sense of... Oh god. When I play a video game, I kind of like to be the character that I am. Like, you know when you play Legend of Zelda? When you play Legend of Zelda, in my mind, you're Link. But... Oh my god, my armor! Busted off, now I'm in my underpants. Can we kill this guy? Oh, there we go. Oh, I can do an overhead attack. Okay. Yeah, I gotta like figure out the moves. There's clearly more moves than I've been using. Down you go, bud. Anyway, when you play Legend of Zelda, you're Link, right? But in Legend of Zelda, you are allowed to name your character, right? Like you could name him like Daryl, and then you could, you know, you could be Daryl. What is this? Ow. Oh god, I'm like hitting the rock thing instead of these guys. Die. I'm gonna die so fast. What is this? Oh god. Oh god, crap. Okay, so when you lose your armor, you can take a couple of hits, but then very quickly you're done. What is this? There's like something up here. Ooh, a red key. Interesting. Oh, I'm hearing the ghosts and goblins in the background. That's pretty cool. Is it familiar? No, it's just more money. Can't buy that foot cheese. That was 10,000, or no, 5,000? 500? Some amount of gold we don't have. Kind of lost now. Confused myself as to where I'm going. This way? Oh! Bah! Shoot. Can I get back up here? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Can he rotate the camera? Oh, you can block. Okay, well that is good to know. There we go. You can't get back up here. Special key, man. What is it? Oh! Armor upgrade, man. All right, now we're in it. Oh, we just fell down a pit. Okay, don't worry. Once we actually find enemies, we got this. This is a checkpoint. How do we activate it? It says checkpoint, but we've like reached a handful of these and we keep getting reset to the beginning of the level. I'd love to hit another checkpoint. Okay, anyway, the rant I was going on was, when you're playing Zelda, you're Link. So to put in a name like Daryl, it feels weird. It feels like, what are you doing? And then all the characters call you Daryl, you know, or Jimmy, or whatever it is. And I don't know, I don't mind naming my character if I'm playing like an RPG or something like that, where it's like I literally am my own character. But in this case, for instance, I'm Maximo. If they let me name my character, and I could rename him from Maximo, I kind of don't want to, because it feels like I'm Maximo. Who else would I be? This is the Maximo game. It's like playing Halo and naming yourself, you know, Jim, Master Chief Jim, or whatever, instead of John 117. How do I do this? Oh, chained attacks allow you to battle. Second strike. Oh, look at that. Oh, that worked! How did I do that? I threw my sword in there. Hold on. How did I do that? Okay, double jump and then triangle here. That does it. Alright, you know, we've just learned a move. We're becoming slightly less incompetent. Get out of here, skeletons. Oh, you bastard. The third one, wasn't it? Oh, jeez. Yeah, I should start blocking. I'm gonna try this block. Aha! Down you go. This is just gonna be a familiar, I think, right? Yeah, immediately. Okay. So don't open chests that you've already pillaged, I guess. That's the little message that we're getting here. Can we block these? Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. I actually like the shield. Oh, I like the shield mechanic. My helmet, no! My beautiful helmet. I feel like even in a 2D version of this, they could have added the shield mechanic. Oh, I've lost. Oh my god, the shield is not invincible. Okay. You know what? I kind of wondered about that. I was like, is the shield gonna break? And then I was like, no, that's crazy. And then it did. And it seemed less crazy. Alright, so let's... That's kind of a cool... That's like a very badass way of unlocking a checkpoint. Down you go! Oh, that's so... That is my favorite move so far. Alright, we're learning stuff, guys. Slowly becoming less incompetent. You know, the first step to being good at something is to be bad at it. Nobody who's currently good at anything started off being that good. Everybody starts off being bad. So if you're bad like me, really, this is just normal. So this is a second strike. Devastating forward attack will smash most enemies. Press Y while moving in any direction. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that ability is unlocked and cannot be lost. Oh, there we go. Oh, ow. Oh, I'm in my underwear! No! Okay, back off, everybody. Oh god, oh god. Get out of my way. I gotta figure out a way to get pants. When you're fighting ghosts, don't run out of pants. Always pack a spare pair. Okay, there's gotta be something going on with this thing up here. Oh god, I'm gonna die, aren't I? You know what, at least we did a couple of checkpoints. Ah, exact same spot that we died last time. Whatever, we're back. Haha, nice try. Down you go. Finishing move. Well, if their goal here was to replicate the difficulty of Ghouls and Ghosts, they have succeeded. Ghouls and Ghosts was an exceptionally difficult game. Ow. It's one of those games that I personally owned for the Super Nintendo, so I was actually like pretty good at it. But I feel like when you get really good at a hard Nintendo game, it becomes easy to convince yourself that you're actually just good at games when really you've just learned that one game. And what I mean there is, even though I was really good at Super Ghouls and Ghosts, it was just because it's like years and years of practice. Because we've played a couple of the other more modern Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts or whatever on this channel. And I think, as I've been trying to say, they have made other 3D versions, but they're sort of like 2D games that are just represented in 3D, sort of like, you know, Mario Wii U or whatever. It's a 2D game, but it just shows up as if it's in 3D. Oh, you stupid ghost. And goblins! Oh, I get it now. Where was I going with all of this? I've totally lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, hard games. Yeah, if you get good at them, it convinces you that you're good at games, but you might just have learned how to play one game really well. Oh. Oh my god, that was the end of the level, and we got there like 4 times and died every time? Game mastery 2%. That's accurate. I would say I'm 2% good at this game. On a scale of 0 to 100. I'm a hard 2. There was a line in Battlestar Galactica where Adama would say, sometimes you gotta roll a hard 6. And I always liked that line. I always thought that was a cool line. Sometimes you gotta roll a hard 2. If you're wondering what the heck is a hard 6, it's if you roll like a d6, like if you're familiar with D&D or whatever. A d6 is a 6-sided dice. It's the kind of dice most people in the world are familiar with, but D&D has also, they have like 4-sided, 8-sided, 10-sided, 12-sided, 20-sided, all sorts of different sided dice. So anyway, if you roll a 6-sided die and you get a 6, that's a hard 6. So you might be wondering, well, what the heck is a soft 6? A soft 6 would be like if your character had +2 to attack, and then you roll a 4, that gets +2'd into 6. But a soft 6 is easier to get than a hard 6, because a soft 6, if you roll a 4 and you have +2, you get a 6. If you roll a 5 and you have +2, you get a 6. And if you have a 6 and you roll +2, you get a 6. Because both the 5 and the 6 they get maxed out by the +2, if you guys have followed so far. So long story short, a hard 6 is 1 in 6, and a soft 6, it depends on what your bonus is. It could be anywhere from like a guarantee to, you know, like, I don't know. I can't do math. Anyway, you guys understand you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll stop talking now, so I sound intelligent, but that's what a hard 6 is. Really, rolling a hard 6 is actually not that impressive. You have a 1 in 6 chance of doing it, which admittedly is a low percentage, but it's not like that low, you know? It's not like rolling 5 out of 100 is way harder than rolling a hard 6. But it just sounds cool. Also, you know, Adama is saying this in Battlestar Galactica, so it makes me feel like Adama plays D&D, which is a hilarious idea. He's busy protecting the humans from the Cylons and stuff, and on his side he plays a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. You know, he plays a paladin, chaotic neutral paladin or whatever. I don't know. I don't actually know D&D all that well. It's another game that I loved as a kid, but sort of like comics, I was a little bit of a poser. I played it a handful of times with some friends who really played, but I unfortunately just didn't play more of it. I would have loved to, just did not. Back in the day. It's the saddest story you guys have ever heard, I know. Oh god. Oh wait, we've been through that. That's a checkpoint. Oh god, how did I land on the fireball? It's a little ridiculous. Oh god. Oh! I'm trying to dodge these. Hit me right in the face. I feel like this is literally just Ghouls and Ghosts, but translated into 3D. Because even those things that are throwing those purple skulls at us, those were in the first level of Super Ghouls and Ghosts on Super Nintendo! Oh god! Oh, the whole thing is collapsing around me. It's all falling apart. Oh, what did we get? I think we got like full life and then fell into a pit and died. Okay, my only complaint with the checkpoints is I wish they were automatic. The idea that you have to go and like stomp them or whatever is actually a little more annoying than anything else. Oh, that was kind of a cool one. The ground went up there. It is a cool move to have to unlock the checkpoints, but it is also just annoying. I just wish they did it, you know? Oh god, out. Bastard. Oh, he's dead. So what do you guys think of the idea of translating a 2D game into 3D? I would say this is an interesting case because it's not actually a translation, it's more of just another game that is using the Ghouls and Ghosts universe. But they didn't stop making Ghouls and Ghosts games to make this, you know? But like in contrast, we've talked about this before, but like Super Mario, you know, Super Mario 1, 2, and 3 were all obviously 2D games. And then we had Mario World on the Super Nintendo that everyone loved, which was a good game. And then what happened was Mario went to the N64, and they decided, oh, it's straight up game over. Oh, we have to pay the troll toll. So when Mario went to the N64, they didn't want to make another 2D Mario game because they were like, we want to show off the 3D-ness that we got going on. And so they wanted Mario to be a 3D platformer, which makes sense to, you know, show off. Mario's always sort of been a pack-in game that showcases, you know, the capabilities of the new system. So yeah, it would make sense to make Mario 3D. But then, you know, for people like me who love the 2D Mario games, I didn't want a 3D Mario game, and now Mario is 3D, and I never really played Mario 64. I just wasn't interested in it, you know? I just... Oh, get back here with that gem. Oh, God. It's all falling apart. I just wanted to keep playing 2D Marios. And interestingly enough, like, Mario didn't go 2D again until I think on the DS originally. They made the new Super Mario Brothers, and that was the first 2D Mario they had made, like, in years. Mario was fully 3D for a while, people forget. But then, like, that game exploded in popularity, and then they did New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That game exploded in popularity. Then they did Wii U. That game was okay, but then they did Mario Maker, and that exploded in popularity. And then Nintendo, I think, has realized, you know, we really shouldn't stop making 2D Mario games. We can keep making 3D games, which they do. So now there's both 3D and 2D Mario games. But for a while, I think Nintendo thought, well, Mario's done being 2D, 3D is the future, but I don't think 3D platformers replace 2D platformers, is I guess what I'm saying. And so yeah, I guess I'm just wondering, like, what do you guys think about all this? Like, do you think, like, do you prefer 3D platformers over 2D platformers? Do you prefer 2D platformers over 3D platformers? You know, was there a 2D platformer that got turned into a 3D platformer that you really liked? Or vice versa? Are there any 3D platformers that got turned into 2D platformers? That would be an interesting sort of demake, but I could almost see that working depending on the game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, as I've said, 2D platformers are my thing. 3D platformers are okay, but they're not my favorite. And one of the reasons is I find it hard to, like, actually aim. You know, like when I'm trying to jump between platforms and stuff, it's just, I find it simpler, oh god, simpler to do on 2D than in 3D. Case in point, oh god, can't believe that didn't kill us. Oh god, just run, run, run. Okay, somehow we survived all that. I think we can now get into this door area here. We don't die. No? Okay, what did I get that weird magical key for? Oh, nice try, bud. Okay, I'm just gonna run past him. I don't want to tango. Oh, checkpoint. I guess one thing is you don't have to actually fight all these monsters. You can skip some of them. And there's no shame in running away from a fight! Damn it. Well, thank God I got the checkpoint right before we seppuku'd ourselves. That's the sacred art of Japanese ritualistic suicide. We didn't accidentally kill ourselves due to ineptitude. It was an honorable suicide. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. That wasn't fear, that was... I don't know what it was. It was pretty scary though. Why are there people guarding a cemetery, man? What do you guards hope to accomplish, huh? We're getting far. I like how we have a flaming sword that is actually a cool weapon. Seems like it'd be hard to maintain in real life. Like, how do you keep that flame going? Also, whose house is this? Can I get in here? Oh, I hear, like, Frankenstein. Oh, it's just a zombie. Get out of here, zombie. Huh. Alright, well, I don't know what that is all about. Oh, there's a room over here. This one's open. Boom! Down you go. Skeletron. Or whatever the hell your name is. Skeletron's actually a badass name for a skeleton robot. That'd be my name if I was a skeleton. Skeletron J. AKA Dry Bones. That's the name of a turtle in Mario, isn't it? Dry Bones? You know what? I don't want to know how a guy gets a name like Dry Bone. It's inappropriate for a family-friendly channel, that's all I'll say. Shame on him. Shame on you, Dry Bones, wherever you are. Okay, seems to be nothing to do in this little cemetery here. I want to get up there, but I don't know how yet. Let's try backtracking a bit. Maybe we missed something. We definitely didn't finish clearing this area out. Get out of here. Go back to hell. Maybe this guy was like an accountant. You know, just because he's lost all his skin and muscles and wields an axe doesn't mean he was like, you know, a serial killer in real life. There can't possibly be that many, like, evil people in this graveyard. Eventually you resurrect enough skeletons, somebody's gonna be an accountant. You'll just get like somebody's dad who, like, you know, just died tragically. Now he's a skeleton working for El Diablo. It's actually sad. I'm making myself sad. Some of these skeletons ain't bad, I bet. Okay, wait, it kind of looked like I could have just walked up those steps and got to the end. But now I'm trapped over here. What do I do? This is a big rock. Can I do anything with this? Nope. Okay. Let's try breaking stuff. Oh, give me my money back, the bird stole my money! You ever been pickpocketed by a bird? Because I have. Oh wait, maybe you jump in here. Oh, I was half right. Interesting. I thought you were gonna jump in the painting and be magical, but it was just a window that you had to smash. Ooh, but it has super armor, right? Oh no, just money and a heart. Okay, I thought it was gonna be a tunnel all the way over to the other one that was locked. Now that didn't fully help. If I could open this door, that would be something. I'm literally stumped. Literally stumped. Very confused. Okay, hold on. Maybe we can just jump up here. Maybe I have to like jump off of this tombstone. Can I jump on the tombstone? Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. So, this can't be the right thing to do. No. Jeez. Okay, I don't know. Suicide, I guess. The Japanese way. I'm like, what was I missing there? Very confusing. Okay, this time around. Oh, don't go back that way. Alright, we'll go this way. Yeah, I think you can just... Ow. I think I can just go this way. Or I can't. Wait, what's going on? Okay, can you die already? What is happening, sir? Can you just... Okay, he fell off a cliff. So this doesn't want to go up. Oh, does it only go up after you do this? So you are supposed to go to that graveyard, but then you're supposed to figure out a way to get back. Legitimately, this might be the end of our little run here of Maximo. So hold on, if you go this way, all this stuff falls. Oh, I so want to rotate the camera. Nothing does it. D-pad, right stick, the bumpers, all that stuff. I will say that is one thing that, you know, I can tolerate much about 3D platformers, even though they're not my favorite compared to 2D. You know, I still don't mind them, but if you can't rotate the camera, that actually really limits your ability to actually even deal with the environment. Okay, so now all that stuff is up. But like, what the F, man? I literally have no idea how to get past this part of the game. Let's give it one more shot. Oh my god, a bird stole my money again. And he's getting away with it. Oh my god. Well, that's gone. We actually... Oh no, another one. Get out of here. And can you die? How are you supposed to... They just block everything. Okay, there we go. We got the key. Those guys are super annoying. I think maybe I had the flaming sword before and that's why they died so easily. But without it, they suck. I mean, they don't suck. They're actually very effective, but it sucks to fight them. There we go. All right, we got another key. Okay, hold on. Is there a door? I feel like getting into that one crypt is the key. Okay, I'm just gonna kill this guy. Break in here. Oh god. Die, guys. Okay, kill these guys. Okay, and then stop doing that. The same button to swing your sword also opens chests, but if you're not perfectly aligned, you bash the chest, and then you like injure. You don't injure your sword, but you like stun yourself. So there's another. For the most part, I feel like I kind of like this game. It is interesting, and I kind of like the idea they made a 3D game in the Ghouls and Ghosts. But there's like little things that annoy me. Not being able to rotate your camera. The same button to open a chest be the one that swings the sword. The fact that checkpoints aren't automatically unlocked, even though I think the move to unlock them looks badass, it is, if you run past one, you forget to unlock it, then it sucks to die and then have to go back even further, you know? One thing I do kind of like about the game is that you only have like 3 or 4 lives and you have to use a continue. So many games have just totally abandoned the idea of lives, but I kind of like the fact that it's old school and that you have like 3 lives and a continue, you know, or 4 lives, so extra lives matter. Okay, what the hell do we do here? I guess my biggest pet peeve with the entire game is getting to a point where you don't know what to do. You know, in very few 2D platformers do I ever remember getting to a point where I was confused about where to go. Because it was very simple. You move to the right. But in many more 3D games, I feel like you can have that, like, where the fuck do I go moment, where it's like, I don't know where to go. Even in a little enclosed space like this, I'm like, I don't understand where to go. If it was a 2D linear game, I would just keep moving to the right and I would figure it out. But, you know, my poor old man brain can't figure these things out anymore, guys. Wait, can you stand on these? For a moment, they were kind of shuffling. I thought, no, maybe I can just stand on these. I'm stupid, but no. Baffled is the only way to explain it. I could look it up, but I mean, we're on level 2. I gotta look up level 2? I feel like I don't want to, just out of like, I'm insulted. The game has insulted me. Okay, hold on. This one looks like it could be something. But nope, nothing. Oh wait, this one looks different. Keep feeling like one of these tombstones has to be like a secret switch or something. There's something behind that I was missing. Oh! Oh yes, okay, we figured it out. Yes! That was hard. You know why that was hard? Because you can't rotate the effing camera. Because I did run back here once, but the camera, it was like, I can't even do it. The camera was like this, so I ran past like this. I'm like, I guess there's nothing back here, right? But it's like, I swear the camera in a 3D game can make all the difference. I know that Super Mario for the N64 actually had a really functional camera, and it was one of the achievements of the game. Because I think, you know, say what you will about Nintendo, but they always make like quality games in the sense of, you know, like they have really tight mechanics. Like when you're playing a Mario game, it feels good. When you're playing, you know, Uncle Schmo's discount platformer, man, like knockoff Mario games just feel more floaty, feel less precise. You know, I talked about this when I played Charlie the Duck. It started as a Mario clone, and it's its own thing now, but definitely the controls don't feel as tight as a real Mario game. And I know that Mario for the N64, it wasn't the first 3D platformer, but part of what made it so enjoyable for so many people is they really perfected the 3D camera. And I'm sure that, you know, even to this day, it might not stand up as well, and there have been further improvements. And maybe even this game has a better 3D camera than Mario did, but I don't think that excuses this game. One of my minor complaints of it is camera work, but anyway, once you figure that little part out, I guess it's not too bad. Let's check out one more level here, but we will wrap up shortly. Because we don't have time. It looks like you have to work through like a whole little hub world here, and then eventually unlock like deeper and deeper worlds and stuff. Bad to the bone. Well, Dry Bone's never one to turn away a bone, if you know what I mean. The world of Dry Bones. So I guess we're only going to get to see some graveyard levels here. I like to imagine that eventually you get out of the graveyards and then you get to see some of the other cool worlds in the Ghouls and Ghosts universe, but who knows. The Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo, that was my Ghouls and Ghosts. That was the one I owned and the one I played a lot. And that one had a lot of, oh god, a lot of cool environments, cool spooky environments. There's like ghost ships and lava castles and ice fortresses and all sorts of stuff. You know, another game that has lots of cool spooky environments is Splatterhouse. That I didn't own as a kid. The only time I played Splatterhouse as a kid was I think my dad's girlfriend's brother owned a TurboGrafx 16, and he lent it to us one weekend when I was visiting my dad. My parents were divorced, so, you know, some weekends I would visit my dad, and then other than that, we lived with my mom most of the time. Until one weekend, he had a TurboGrafx 16 that he borrowed from his girlfriend's brother, and that was sweet. That was, I think Splatterhouse was one of the games we played, and I remember was of the era when, like, you know, Jason and Freddy Krueger. I almost said Freddy Kugler from, like, Community, you know, the Kugler character, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Kugler. He is hilarious. I think it's actually Mitch Hurwitz, the guy who created Arrested Development, who plays Kugler. But he's an amazing side character. Community always had so many good side characters. Anyway, Freddy Krueger, Jason, they were all big, and so I definitely remember the Splatterhouse guy stood out to me because it looked like you were just playing as Jason. So like a guy in a hockey mask going around slaughtering demons in this case, but I mean, like, I was a kid, I'm like, I don't know, he slaughters things, like, you know, it is what it is. I remember in one of the first levels you could get like a 2x4 and you would hit enemies and they would fly into the background, like literally splatter on a wall, and I thought that was so cool. My mom did not know I played this game at my dad's. I was young, I was maybe like 10 or 12. Probably, well, you know, I was gonna say maybe it was a little inappropriate for me, but actually probably not. I think of the 80s and 90s, many of us kids played things like that around that age, probably, maybe even younger. But yeah, Splatterhouse is another game that it feels more like an adult version of Ghouls and Ghosts, but it reminds me of it in that it's, you know, you're fighting monsters and stuff, and you have all these like cool, creepy environments. But it is, you know, whereas Ghouls and Ghosts leans into sort of the cartoony aspect and tries to stay a little family friendly and wholesome, as weird as that is to say about a game about slaughtering ghouls and ghosts and demons and stuff. Splatterhouse is just full on like horror, you know, they're going for like Jason, Freddy kind of stuff, Mike Myers, which is, I always thought was a weird name for a horror villain because I always knew Mike Myers, like, I'm from Toronto, and more specifically I'm from Scarborough, which is where Mike Myers, you know, the Austin Powers, Wayne's World comedian, is from. I always knew of Mike Myers growing up because he was from Scarborough, and actually, when I was growing up, one of the ladies who babysat me and my brother after school actually was in the same school as Mike Myers growing up and remembered him being like a class clown and stuff like that. So, for me, Mike Myers was like a comedian, so... Oh, I got turned into a baby! Oh, that's sweet. It's not sweet, but it's hilarious. Okay, how do you get out of this? Oh, there we go. Die, wizard bastard. Turn me into a baby. You get turned into like a baby, a duck, a fair maiden. They're all helpless characters in the Ghouls and Ghosts franchise. But yeah, Mike Myers was always a weird choice, I thought, as like a horror movie, you know, Jason, Freddy level villain. Also, I remember hearing that the Mike Myers mask is literally just a William Shatner mask. So you got Austin Powers wearing a William Shatner mask, and somehow that's a horror character. Doesn't make any sense. Oh god, oh! I was trying to wait to time. See, this is why I don't like the 3D platformers. I was trying to time my jump, and instead I jumped off a cliff. Oh. Okay, hold on. We got this. Go. Oh, that is actually... That's a hard thing to time right there. We're gonna die any second. If I can hold it together till the next checkpoint, though. Oh, it's the end of the level! Oh, no! Oh, come on, we can't die here. Boom! Back off. Back off. Oh, no! Oh, the axe got me in the back! Oh, well, we saw the end of the level. You guys saw it was right there. Guys, this has been Maximo, Ghosts of the Glorious Goblin Age. One of the games in the book 1,000 video games just play before you die. I think, you know, if you like 3D platformers more than 2D platformers, like let's say you just grew up as a kid. When I grew up, I had an NES, the original Nintendo. If you grew up as a kid, you had an N64. Maybe for you, your brain just plays 3D platformers better than me. You like them better than 2D platformers, whatever the case. If you like 3D platformers, this one is not a bad one in the Super Ghouls and Ghosts universe. It's kind of interesting, kind of cool. I like the fact that they did make a Ghouls and Ghosts in 3D. For me personally, even though Ghouls and Ghosts is brutally difficult, in fact, I would say it's much harder than this game, I still prefer Ghouls and Ghosts. I don't know if I prefer Ghosts and Goblins. The Ghouls and Ghosts I do prefer is the Super Nintendo one. I think Ghosts and Goblins, I did play it for the channel. Or did I? I can't even remember at this point. But if I didn't play for the channel, I've played it before, and it is effing hard. And I actually don't think I like the Nintendo Ghosts and Goblins. The Sega Genesis one I actually do like. And then, long story, I played that one with my dad too. I think he borrowed a Sega Genesis from somebody. So there are some 2D Ghosts and Goblins I'm not a huge fan of. But for the most part, I think I prefer the 2Ds over the 3Ds. But all of that said, if you like 3D platformers and 3D Ghouls and Ghosts and stuff, this one seems not too bad. So yeah, maybe check it out. I don't know, what do you guys think of the glorious Ghosts of the Goblin Realm here, Maximo's Tale? Is it a good game? Have you played it before? Do you have any tips or tricks if you have played this before? Like, are there things I could have been doing better that you could share with viewers so that if they do try it out, they know how to do even better than me? Feel free to comment in the comments down below, and I might comment on your comment. But guys, it has been fun. Whatever you think of the video, I hope you had some fun here today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, all that stuff. And other than that, I will catch you in the next one. So until next time, my friends, you all take care of yourselves. Keep slaying those ghosts. And peace.